as long as I can see you. If not, you should be standing at relaxed position. Remember, you guys are more than welcome to have water near you. And whenever we have you guys sitting down and we're talking to you, that is a good opportunity to be sipping on water. It is okay for you guys to sip on water then, because you're not actually up actively moving your body. Okay, so with the next month, we are moving on to visualization. So the first sentence, winning black belts, learn to practice, mentally rehearse, and visualize the successful outcomes and activities. We all are starting to understand better the difference between most of these. So whenever we're talking about practicing, that means that I am standing physically doing that thing. So I'm getting physical repetitions. I'm actually doing that thing. So whenever we're talking about practice, we mean you're actually doing that thing. So if you're at home and you do your form 3 times in a row physically, that means that you were practicing. Or if you get homework for math and you're using a math formula over and over and over, that is practicing because you are physically doing the repetitions with that skill to make it better. Whenever we're talking about the other ones, mentally rehearsing and visualizing, we mean that you are then doing it in your head. You're not actually physically doing it with your body. And whenever it is you guys are visualizing something, because we should be starting to understand better what it actually means to visualize now that we're in level 3, you guys need to make sure that you are visualizing the successful outcomes of whatever it is that you're doing. So whenever I see myself doing something in my head, I'm not seeing myself doing it as I look now. I'm seeing myself doing it what I'll look like 5 years from now when I'm a 2nd degree, 3rd degree black belt. My kicks, boom, all the way up at my shoulders. Every single chamber is perfect. I'm doing it full speed, full power. Bruce Lee standing in the background. His jaw dropped because my form was just that amazing. So whenever you guys are seeing yourself doing it in your head, you are setting yourself up for success by seeing your best self doing that form. If I see myself messing up over and over and over and over and over again, it physically makes you more likely to mess up because that is what you have been actively thinking about. So if I'm actively thinking or visualizing myself doing it as my best self, all I'm doing is setting myself up to succeed because I know what it is I want to look like so I can work towards it. Go ahead, stand up for me, guys. None of them are popped in yet. None of the basic students, at least. Okay, we're going to start off with your new... Oh, did you not have a meeting? Oh, I thought that's what you were coming over.
No, I was just looking.
All right, you guys are learning 2 forms. You are going to be learning Chung Mu as well as Bo 3. So this will be a lot of our first times learning our bow staff form, and a lot of us have learned it already. So if you've already learned it, this will be a good chance for you guys to review it, because come high brown and prep cycle testing, that tends to be one of the weaker forms. So this is a good chance to get it looking strong. In both forms, there is a jump back leg side kick in both of your forms, in both Chung Mu and at the end of Bo 3. So starting next week, we are going to be working on our jump back leg side kicks to the best of our ability in your guys' living rooms or wherever it is that you're at. Other than that, let's get started with Chung Mu. Both hands out in front of you, just like you would prepare for Chung Ji or Yolguk or 1,000 other forms. Everybody say Chung, and then say Mu, like you're mooing, like you're a cow. Now say Chung Mu. Yes, bring it back. And you guys know what's up. Prepare for Chung Mu. Chung Mu, sir. Yes, and bring it back. One more time. Prepare for Chung Mu. All right. The first move is an open hand square block to your left. So open your hands. Left hand on bottom, right hand on top. Step to your left in a back stance. Open hand square block. That's your first move. Reset for Chung Mu. All right, so I need to see the chamber on your own. So you're going to make your X and step out in that square block. Let's see it. Ready in 1. Ayah! Good, and back. One more time. First move, ready in 1. Ayah! Okay, the next move, you're basically doing comma 1. So if you're watching, I'm in my back stance. My right leg steps forward into a front stance. And I'm doing a chop. Left hand on top, right hand out in front. So it's like I'm doing comma 1 with my knife hands. So let's see that first move. For those of you guys who aren't already there, stepping forward and chopping. Ready, and 2. Boom. Now looking really closely. First of all, make sure you're in a right leg front stance. For my right hand, the hand that's doing the chop, I don't want my wrist bent like this. This is going to make my chop ineffective. So my arm should be straight, or my wrist should be straight with my forearm, and I want my fingertips to end at about my eye level. So this is about what we're looking for. All right, let's do it again. Prepare for Chung Mu. The open hand square block, ready in 1. And the step forward chop, ready in 2. Good. And reset one more time, and then we'll keep going. Prepare for Chung Mu. Ready in 1. And stepping forward with your right leg into that front stance chop, ready in 2. There you go, Maddie. Well done. All right, from here, we'll get it in a second, Maddie, but we got to keep going for now. Chamber your hands to your left for a pseudo block. Other left, Miss Maddie. Yes. No. We'll work on it. Everybody look to your right at the camera. Moving your foot towards the camera. Move your right leg behind you. Back stance pseudo. Good. And then one more move before we restart. Take your right hand, aim a spear up at eye level, and your left hand will come back and you'll close it. And if you're just watching, I'm going to step forward into a left leg front stance, and my left hand will spear. My right hand is going to be closed at my side. So from here, step forward, front stance, spear. Good. My spear is up at eye level. My right hand is closed and chambered at my side.
Make sure you guys remember all your expectations for maintaining this rank and being able to progress forward. It can't be just temporarily that you demonstrate these qualities. They have to be there throughout the entirety of the class.
Go ahead and reset. And let's start over. Prepare for Chung Mu. Open hand, back stance, square block to the left. Ready in 1. Stepping forward, chopping. Other left, Miss Maddie. Now step forward, chop, ready in 2. Other left, Evan. Evan, go back. Square block to your left. This side. Yeah, now step forward, chop, Evan. There you go. All right, from here, chamber your hands to your left. Spin around to your right. Back stance pseudo. Good. Aim with that front hand. And step forward, spear. Good. And back. All right, 2 more times with me counting. Once on your own, and then I'll give you your last couple moves. Verf Chung Mu. Ready, and 1. Good. And 2. Show me the chamber. Good. And 3. Very close, Henry. Aim. Ready, and 4. Good. And back. One more time, move by move, once on your own, and then we're going to add more. Prepare for Chung Mu. Ready, and 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And reset. On your own now. Prepare for Chung Mu. Will you unmute Maddie?
Are we doing Exodus cycle?
Did I tell you we're doing Exodus this cycle? No, you're not, Maddie.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
You're doing Chung Mu and both 3. Okay, on your own. Ready, and go. Hold that last move. Even if you're in prep cycle, hold the last move because you didn't finish your form. You just did a certain set of moves. And reset. One more time. If you're watching, watch closely. I did the chop. My hands go to my left. I don't go to my left. I want to go away from my hands. So my hands go to my left, but your right leg should be spinning at the camera as you go around.
Literally like Chun-Ji and Tengun and Tosan and Wanyo
So,
and Chang'an
like every other
and
form.
Tige.
Exactly. Prepare for Chung Mu. First 4 moves. Ready and go.
Bend those knees on the front stance.
Okay, moving on. Yuvia, make sure your left leg is in front right now. Holding this move. Now chamber your hands to your right for a pseudo. If you're watching my feet, my front leg will slide back into a back stance, pseudo at the camera. Go for it. If you haven't already. There you go. Now, take your right leg, move it to the left one or at the camera. Set facing away from the camera. Now, if you're watching, I'm going to throw a side kick to my right or away from the camera, and I'm going to land in a back stance pseudo facing the camera. So kick away from the camera, land facing the camera. Try it out. Ready and go. Good, and that's as far as we're going today. Jump back to the beginning. Prepare for Chung Mu. First move. Ready and 1. Good, and 2. Chamber to your left. Everybody look to your right at the camera. Keep spinning that way, all the way around. Aim. Step forward spear. Chamber to your right. Front leg steps back. Back stance pseudo at the camera. Right to left. So step to the camera and set away from it. Side kick away from the camera. Land facing the camera. Go for it. Good. And reset. 2 more times with me like that, and then you guys will have to be able to do it on your own. Prepare for Chung Mu. Ready, and 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. 5. Right to left, pull up and set, ready in 6. The kick and the landing, ready in 7. Good. One more time with me, then you're on your own. Prepare for Chung Mu. Yeah, some of you were doing it. First move, ready in 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Okay. Prepare for Chung Mu. On your own. Ready and go. Hold that last move while our teammates finish up. Good. And relaxed position. So if you guys haven't been able to tell yet, Chung Mu is like Huron is to level 2. Chung Mu does not have a repeating pattern like Poen does. Therefore, it can be a lot more challenging. So you guys are learning Chung Mu, a form that does not repeat the pattern, and Bow 3, your first bow staff form. So if you haven't noticed, this is definitely a big step up from those of us who just moved from level 2. And for those of us who have been in level 3 before, this is going to be one of the more challenging cycles. You guys really need to make sure you're doing focused practice at home, because come again, next week, we're just going to keep moving on. We're not going to reteach any of this stuff, so you have to have it down. What we just taught of Chung Mu and what we're about to teach of Bow 3, I believe are both already up on our YouTube, done step by step with us explaining you through it. So when you guys are practicing, you should have that up, even if you don't think you need it, just so you can double check that to make sure you guys are doing stuff right. Because you may think you're doing it right, but you may mess something up by accident. So it's always good to make sure you're double checking. Go ahead and take a seat for me, guys. Now's a good chance for a water if you need it. All right, we are talking about good attitude for the rest of the month. So we are going to be talking about useful attitudes or tools that you can use in your attitude toolbox that you guys can use to help you get through life. So the first one we're going to talk about is a whatever it takes attitude. So in other words, I have to be willing to do whatever it takes or actually follow through with whatever it is I've decided that I'm going to put myself through. So, for example, if my goal for now is getting my next belt rank, this is where I want to get to next. I have decided I'm going to do that, so I have to be willing to do whatever it's going to take in order for me to get there. So life is a series of choices. You have to be willing to make the hard choices, meaning I'm on my way to my next belt. A crossroad appears. I can either A, sit on the couch and watch TV, which isn't necessarily going to take me further from my goal, but it's not going to get me any closer. Or I can make the choice to instead give up that TV time and practice one of my forms, which will get me closer. So whenever you guys are making a decision, especially as you guys are starting to get higher and higher up, you should be starting to gain the ability to recognize that you're making an important decision, even if it feels small. Stop yourself and ask yourself, which of these decisions is going to better benefit me and my achieving of my goals? So which is going to be better for me trying to achieve my goal? So you should be starting to gain the ability to stop and think, what is going to be best for me and what is not going to be as good for me? So that's where you guys should be starting to be right now. Go ahead and stand up for me, guys. So you're not going to grab your bow staffs yet. But if you don't already have it next to you, or you don't have a Kali stick or the sticks that you were using in level 1 and 2 next to you, go ahead and grab one now and set it off to the side real quick before we get started. But it looks like most of us already have them. Good. Remember I said not to pick it up yet, so if your name is Ben Churchma, you should definitely put it down. Yeah. All right. Exactly. Here we go. So we are going to start off with an empty hand first so that our newer level 3 students can start to understand the spin a little bit better. And then I'll let you senior ranks start doing it with the bow staff itself. So go ahead and take your right hand. Give me thumbs up. Boom. Just like that. Take your thumb. Move it to the opposite side of your body and point it down at the ground. Now take your thumb, point your palm up, and point your thumb at the camera. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. My thumb is up. Point it down at the ground behind me. Then flip it at the camera. And one more time before we add more on. Point it down in the corner behind me. Point it at the camera. Now leaving it here. Show me your other thumb. Put your pinkies together. And put your right hand down, your first one. Now we have our new thumb. Point it down at the ground behind us. Point it at the camera. And now pinkies together. And now drop your left hand. Bring it to the other side. Point it at the camera. Pinkies. New hand. Put it on the other side. Point it at the camera. Pinkies. And this is all I'm doing. So I'm just going to go back and forth right here. And this is what you're going to be doing when you're using your bow staff. And time. All right, if you're just watching, now I'm holding a bow staff. Now the top of my bow staff is like my thumb, so it's an extension of my hand. So the top of my bow staff is the end of my thumb. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to point it at the ground behind me. Then I'm going to point it at the camera. Then I go pinky to pinky, and I let go with my first hand, and now I have a new thumbs up.
You shouldn't be spinning it.
And I point it down at the ground behind me, point it at the camera, pinky to pinky. And so you're just doing that same exact motion with a bow staff in your hand. So go ahead and pick up your bow staff or your stick, whichever one it is you're using. You'll go slow with me at first. After that, seniors, as long as you're focused, then I will let you do it fast. But if you can't show me focus going slow, you're definitely not going to do it going fast. Hold it out in front in your right hand. So the top is my thumb. Take the top and point my thumb down behind me. Now point it at the camera. So all I'm doing is turning my palm up. There you go, pinkies together. And now I have my new hand on it. And I point it down at the other side, point it at the camera, pinkies together. Nice and slow. I want everybody to keep doing it at this pace, no faster than this. Good. Now, seniors, if you would like to, you may open it up a little bit. You're free to go fast, as long as you can go fast without breaking anything. Our juniors, as you start to get more comfortable with it, you guys are okay to try going a little faster, but you do not have to go fast yet. Good, and keep going. And time. All right, we're going to start working on the form. If you are having a hard time with the spins, that is okay. They take practice to get, but they are a part of the form, so you will end up needing to have them done towards the end of the cycle at least. So from here, put the bow staff in your right hand. Feet are together. Chamber your left hand. And say, bow three, sir. This is how you prepare for bow three. So whenever we say bow three, you'll come up, bow three, sir. This is what we're looking for. Okay, now I'll show you how to hold the bow staff for your strikes, and then we can get going. So take your right hand, put it under the bow staff, and hold it out in front of you, just like this. So that palm should be facing up, like so. Now take your left hand and grab it, palm facing down. So right hand palm up, left hand palm down. Now from here, drop it against your legs. And if you look closely, my hands are just outside my body. So this is where I want them to be. So I don't want my hands touching my body, and I don't want my hands way out here. They should be just outside my waist. And this is where I'll have maximum control over my weapon. Good. All right, prepare for bow three. The first move, making sure you don't actually hit the ground. So don't touch the ground as you're doing this. In the air, 2 taps. 1, 2. Good. And then it's 4 spins. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll just wait here. Let's try that out. We're prepared. Ready, tap, tap. And 4 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're just going to wait here for now. Good. One more time. Ready, tap, tap. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to add the next move on. So from here, grab it with your left hand now. Your right leg will step first. Step out with your right leg. Left leg steps together. A small bend in your knees. And you're going to hit the bad guy on top of their head with the bow staff. So I'm punching forward with my right hand. So my left hand is down under my armpit. From here, the next move, take your left leg and step forward into a left leg front stance. Good. Your bottom hand or your left hand comes out from under and all the way around. I'm hitting my opponent in their chin now. Good. We'll work on that first. Go ahead and reset. Prepare for bow 3. Now if I'm doing it at an angle, if you're just watching, I do my tap, tap, my 1, 2, 3. As I'm doing 4, when I grab it, I'm taking my 2 steps and landing right into it. So the goal is for it to be smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm landing into that move. So that is the goal. We don't have to do it yet, but that's where we're going to end up at. So do your tap, tap. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and do your steps. Bend your knees. Hit them on top of the head. Good. All right, from here, left leg steps out. Bottom hand comes around. Hit him in the chin. Good. Now my right leg steps in front. Step forward with your right leg.
Not literally on your camera, please.
Now if I'm swinging it with my hands, if you're watching from here, how this works, your right hand will throw a punch and your left hand will go down to your waist. Just like that. The goal is for the end of my bow staff to be at temple level. So it's at my forehead level. Good. From here, take your right leg. Do a front stance to your right, just like so. And take your left hand. It's going to go from your hip, down your leg, out in front. You're trying to sweep their legs out from under them. Good. And then if you're watching again, my left leg steps behind me, and I turn into a front stance facing the other way. And now I'm using my right hand to go down, sweep their legs out from under them. Good, and let's do that again. Prepare for bow 3. Ready, tap, tap. 4 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into your overhead strike. Good. Good. Left leg steps forward, chin strike. Ready in 2. Right leg steps forward, temple. Ready, 3. Now I'll step back to my right and sweep the legs. Ready in 4.
Sweep the leg.
Good. And now I'll do it on the other side. Ready in 5. Good. And reset. 2 more times with, 1 more time with me, and then I'll give you your last couple moves. Prepare for bow 3. Ready? If you're asking to go to the bathroom, you don't have to ask to go to the bathroom if that's what your question is. Evan, do you have a question, sir? What's your question?
I don't get it with those last moves. Punch with your right hand chambered and your left hand punching. I just
So
don't
just do it with me, and then I'll be able to watch to see where you're having a hard time. I'll know to watch out specifically for you this time. Here we go. Ready, tap, tap. 4 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Land it. Left leg steps out. And chin. Right leg steps up. Temple. That's right. Right leg steps over there, sweep the leg. And then on the other side, sweep the leg. I see what's going on, Evan. I'll help you out here in a little bit. Now, if you're watching, I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to step forward into a back stance. So using your left hand first, aim at your target. Good. Right leg steps forward, back stance, temple. Good. Chamber your hand back. And then with your right leg, step forward, fixed stance, spear. Now on the other side, use your left hand, aim to your left. Right leg is going to step in front of my belly button to the other side. Back stance, temple. Chamber, fixed stance, spear. And reset. All right, that is as far as we are going. We have time for me to do it one more time with you, and then unfortunately that's all the time we'll have. Prepare for both three. Tap, tap, 4 spins in the landing. Ready and go. Good. Left leg steps up, chin. Right leg steps forward, temple. Stepping to my side in a front stance, sweep the legs. Other side, sweep the legs. Aim with your left hand. Right leg step up, back stance, temple. Chamber, fixed stance, spear. Left hand chambers to your left. Right leg steps across, back stance, temple. Chamber, fixed stance, spear. Good. And reset. Go ahead and set your bow staffs and your things down. All right. So if you guys didn't notice already, the curriculum is more challenging in and of itself, and you're learning 2 forms. Your first bow staff form and Chung Mu. So this cycle is going to require more effort than most of the cycles you've been through before, because the curriculum is more challenging and there is more of it. So you guys are really going to need to be focused as we're going through this cycle. Both, for whatever reason, our app is down, but Chung Mu and both 3 have been posted of us doing it yesterday, move by move, with us explaining the moves. So again, as you guys are practicing, that stuff is up on YouTube for you guys to be using. Make sure you guys are practicing it with those, especially with this curriculum, because it's very detail-oriented. Other than that, we just posted your guys' Google group chat thingy down in the chat thing over there in the corner with the words and stuff. That's right. Yep. Down there is the code for your guys' Google Classroom if you didn't get it already. Do remember that you should be turning in all of your homework into the Google Classroom. That way it's easier for you to know what you've turned in, for us to make sure you guys are staying on track, and for us to help hold each other accountable. We are going to be doing the traveling trophy again, as well as the belts, where you guys can sign your name and get to wear it for the cycle. So obviously the only way to do that is to have the most attitude stripes, and we'll only be able to keep track of the attitude stripes based on what you're turning into Google Classroom. So everything should be turned in there, as well as the due dates for the gray and the intensive promotes and the blue stripe sheets. Those are also all on the Google Classroom. So make sure you guys are turning that stuff in there. Ryan, you definitely shouldn't be doing that.
So just go ahead and put it down all the way on the floor.
Okay. All right. Other than that, that is it from me before we go into leadership. Huh. Ready. Attention. Bow courtesy. And position. Sir. Hands behind your backs. And black belt creed. As a dedicated student of martial arts, I live my life by the principles of black belt. modesty, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit, sir. Lot of proposition. Sir, mile high karate is the best, sir. Hassa. Yes. And then coaches, for those of you who may have smaller humans, or for those of you who are medium-sized humans, or for adults if you need it, if you guys need extra help and you're having a hard time with the form or the both three or whatever it is, you guys can text or call the school and we can set up a time to try to do a one-on-one with you guys if you're really having a hard time understanding it. That's okay. And we understand, especially because you guys are trying to do it all online through the computer with your first time using a bow staff. So if you need extra help, Ryan, put those down. You are more than welcome to ask us, and we will be willing to do one-on-ones for those of you guys as you need it. Again, Master Club, I see one of your hands are up. We'll get to you, Miss Charlie. Everybody else, you guys are dismissed. In leadership, I'll get you going once I'm done answering Miss Charlie's question. She's jumping around the screen.
I found you.
Miss Charlie, what is your question?
When we're doing the 4 spins, are we spinning it as we're doing the basic movement?
What do you mean by the basic movement?
So that's the basic movement, but you looked like you were doing extra spins, so I was wondering if we were supposed to do that.
Oh, no, I was just going faster, and with the lag in the camera, it looks like I'm doing more, but I'm just doing the 4 spins. I understand. It's the lag between us with the camera. Good question, though, Miss Charlie. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're all set. Mr. Braxton, let us unmute you real quick.
There you go.
All right, Mr. Braxton.
So it's a question about ball 3. At the beginning, the tap.
Yes, sir.
Never known, but what does that do? Is it supposed to like hit a person's foot or something?
That's exactly what it's supposed to do. That's one way you can use it. Not that you're ever necessary. If you're using a bow staff, you don't ever want to be that close to a person, because the point of my bow staff is that I can stand over here and hit you while you're standing all the way over there, so you're not close enough to get me. But technically, that is one use for it. I'm getting them on the top of their foot. But traditionally...
Surprise tap!
Yes, exactly. But traditionally, if I'm using a bow staff, I'm keeping them all the way over there. I don't want to get close enough for them to actually be able to hit me. That's the point of the bow staff. Beat them up.
Okay.
Good question. Lots of good questions. Alrighty, guys. So, this cycle is your knife defense. Logan, you can't be on the couch. I know it's late and you may be tired, but you got to stay on your feet. It's almost there. We are moving into knife defense. Now, normally in level 3, you guys would be able to do some more advanced locks and disarms, and you'd be able to take us to the ground and stuff like that. But obviously, you guys aren't here. And the locks are very, very dangerous, especially if we're not there to supervise. If you go just a little bit too fast, you're going to break your partner's wrist. If you turn their wrist just a little bit too far, you're going to break their wrist. If you try to do a takedown too fast, you're going to hurt their wrist or pull their shoulder out. There are all kinds of super awful things that you can actually accidentally do to someone. So you guys won't be doing any of the locks or any of the takedowns on anyone in your home, especially because we're not there to make sure you guys are doing it safe. This doesn't mean that you're not ever going to learn it. If you're still in level 3, when we come back to knife stuff, you'll get it then. Or if you guys are up in your black belt level, when we come back to knife stuff, you'll get it then. So you're not going to just never learn this stuff. You'll still have the opportunity to learn it, but we're not going to be having you guys do the locks or the takedowns on anyone. We'll show you how to do it so you can visualize yourself doing it, but you're not going to physically do it on anyone just because we're trying to keep everybody safe. So for today, we're just going to practice the basics, your guys' passes, and if the passes are looking good, we'll go from there starting next week. So let's go ahead and get started. Show me the outsides of your arms. You should be able to see your wrists. Again, for our adults, if I put my fingers on the inside of my arm and I make a fist, I can feel all those tendons moving. I really need those tendons to stay safe. If I put my fingers on the back and I open my hand, I can't feel it as well, but I can feel those tendons moving. So it's more important that I protect the inside of my arm because I've got all my veins here. So if that gets cut, I can bleed out. Or if that gets cut, I lose my ability to grab things. So now I can't turn a door handle. I can't open a door. I can't grab and move stuff out of my way. I can't pick stuff up off the ground. I lose my best defense weapon. I can't make a fist anymore. So if I get caught on the back of my hand, that prevents me from fully opening my hand, but I don't necessarily need that. So we need to make sure we're keeping the insides of our arms safe. Obvious other dangerous areas that we want to keep safe. Armpits, big arteries in there. You need to keep your armpits safe. The inside and the back of your legs, the back of your foot. Not that anybody's ever going to cut there, but you never know. Stuff happens. Obviously, any kind of straight-on stabbing motion to your chest or your stomach, that's not going to end up good for you. And your throat. Big jugulars right there. You got to keep those safe as well. So, obviously, there's a whole lot of really bad places to get cut. So, we got to keep in tight. We want to get cut on the back of the arm if we're going to get cut anywhere. Or the outside of the biceps. Alright, so here we go, starting with the basics. One leg step in, turn your body. Back of the hand goes out. And push the hand down and step away. Then with the other hand and the other side, step in, block it, push it down, and step away. All right, 30 seconds. Just go back and forth so I can watch, and then we'll critique from there. Go for it, guys. And pause.
Looks like it grows gone again.
All right, so for the first thing, go ahead and pick your arms up. When you guys are blocking, if I step out, I don't want to block here. Couple reasons. A, it's easier to get past my arm the closer it is to my body. And B, if I leave my arm there, they're going to be able to push through my arm and get me anyways. So as I'm stepping out, I'm forcing my arm out, and I'm pushing it out here. It's harder to get around my arm if it's out here, and I have more time to stop their strike. That's part A. Part B, I did the block. As I'm pushing my hand down, as my hand gets to about my belt knot level, that's where I should be stepping back. If I leave my hand out there or my leg out there as my hand goes around, I just pushed their knife into my leg. Now I've got a deep gash in my leg. So two things here that I want to see you guys work on. Hand is out here. I'm making their arm stop. When my hand gets to my belt knot, I'm getting my leg out of the way. Make them stop. It gets to my belt knot. I get out of the way. Go for it, guys. You got it. Back and forth. Again, I couldn't care less for speed right now. Speed comes later at black belt level. For now, you need to make sure you have good technique so that when you need speed, the technique is there. Oh, yeah. Good job. And time. Most of us aren't doing this, but a couple of us are, so I'll make sure I address it either way. When you guys are stepping in, remember, I'm not just fighting a floating arm that's holding a knife. There is a person standing in front of me that I'm fighting against too. So if I step in here and I stare at that knife as it goes all the way down, I've just given my opponent my back. So they're standing up over me as I'm looking down. That's no bueno. That's no good. I'm here. I step in. I stop the knife. I'm not worried just about the knife. I have to worry about the person standing there holding the knife. So my eyes stay on my target as I step away, and I keep my posture upright as best as I can while pushing that down. So try it out, guys. 30 more seconds, and then we'll call it a night. I'll go for it. The goal is just to keep your posture up. Don't show them your back. So that's no good. Ryan, that's not what I asked you to be doing. At no point did I say to practice those locks. And time. Relax position. All right, so again, we're not going to let you guys do locks or takedowns on each other because we love you, but you're not necessarily ready for that. We don't want you to break each other's wrists or dislocate each other's shoulders or anything awful like that. So you guys are not going to be doing that to each other. You guys will be allowed to do it in the air. So visualize, so we'll show you how to do it. You won't be doing it until you're back here with us so we can make sure everybody's safe and nobody explodes and dies or any of that awful stuff. If you have a question, you're good to raise your hand. If not, you are dismissed. You're good to log off. Well done, level 3. Black belts, you're going to do so many backflips that you're going to forget how to walk, and you're just going to be backflipping around your house. That's what's going to be happening here, so just be ready.
Aiden's got a question.
Mr. Aiden, what's your question, sir?
Did we need a knife today, sir?
What was that?
Did we need our knives for this lesson?
You did not today, so you're all good. Good question.
Okay, because I didn't know if I was supposed to have them or not.
You're all good. You didn't need it today.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You do the same. Mr. Marty, do you have a question, sir?
He's
Gotcha,
just
alright.
reading the text.
Oh, okay.
More than likely.
Oh, are we charging them for stuff again?
Yeah, 1 million.
1 million. For what?
The stripes.
Oh.
Because I told him that they were printed on some special paper because he's such a big deal. Ow.